Here you see my tubes of paint, the jars that I mix paint in, brushes, palette knives. Now I'm just beginning the painting on a small canvas. It's about 24 by 24 inches. I stand up when I paint and do it put the canvas on an easel. I'm using a brush here with beginning with cadmium red light and then adding some alizarin crimson. Of course, I've speeded this up a bit by leaving out the sections where nothing is happening, but I do tend to paint the beginning of a canvas fairly quickly, working to paint an overall color and design that will fill up the whole canvas. So here my central colors and shapes are in these reds, and now I've added some orange. And then I'll begin filling in more background. Notice that I'm blending as I paint on the canvas, and by working quickly I can do that while the paint is still wet. Acrylic dries quickly, so it's important to work fairly fast if you want to blend while you're painting. I think this is a platinum I'm using to blend in here and mixing it with the other colors. It's a sort of a light off-white that works pretty well for this. I sometimes use unbleached titanium or just titanium white itself. Now I'm adding some darker color at the bottom there, some probably burnt umber or black. I want to get a sense of light and dark over the whole composition and not have too much of an intense color across the whole canvas. Of course, that yellow I just added is pretty intense, but I'm blending it now into the other colors. And so I end up getting shades or tones of a color by blending them with either a darker color or a blend of white, so that you tone down the intensity of the color. So this is important to get that sense of moving forward and back into a composition, and to also, of course, add interest and dynamics. Now, another advantage of painting quickly is that you get that sense of movement and expression, which is part of the whole abstract expressionist movement, to have the whole thing come out of the process. In other words, I'm automatically reacting to what I already have on the canvas and quickly selecting colors and making choices based on a visual decision from what I already see on the canvas. So I'm filling in more of the background here, adding more of that yellow. Another thing I'm doing is creating more light towards the top of the canvas with more dark towards the bottom. So that moves the eye up and gives us a sense almost of the way we see the world, the landscape. You know, the sky is above the light and so forth. So all these things come into consideration kind of automatically. I mean, I don't think about them that purposefully when I'm working. Here I've switched to a palette knife, and that allows me to put in much bolder strokes, and I'm using a titanium white there, and that helps give highlights and emphasize certain shapes and composition. Now I've gone back in with some of the darker red, again with the palette knife, to make some bolder shapes.